Good evening. We have a story tonight that will make your blood run cold. It's a tale of a prominent family. A family with money, a family with influence, a family with everything to lose. The Adelsons seem to have it all. Dr. Harvey Adelson, a respected periodontist. Donna, a doting mother and grandmother. Their children, successful professionals. Charlie, a periodontist. Wendy, a respected law professor. They presented a perfect picture to the outside world. But behind closed doors, a storm was brewing. A bitter custody battle was raging, a conflict so intense it would allegedly lead to murder for hire. The target, Wendy's ex-husband, Dan Markel, a Florida state law professor. He was a brilliant scholar, a beloved father. Fast forward to today, August 26, 2025, courthouse in Tallahassee, Florida. The air is thick with tension. All eyes on one woman, Donna Adelson, the matriarch, the grandmother, the accused mastermind. Now in her 70s, she sits at the defense table, composed. But the charges are anything but composed. First-degree murder, conspiracy, solicitation. Prosecutors say she was the architect of the plot to murder her former son-in-law, Dan Markel. They say she and her son Charlie funded the hit, tied to a bitter custody dispute. A decade-long investigation ends here, the nation captivated, and the matriarch under a harsh spotlight. Let's rewind to a pivotal moment. The date is November 13, 2023. The location, Miami International Airport. Donna Adelson and her husband Harvey are at the ticketing counter, one-way tickets in hand. Their destination, Dubai. Final stop, Vietnam. No extradition treaty with the United States. Booked days after a jury found their son Charlie guilty. The timing was no coincidence. Investigators had been listening via wiretap. They knew this was not a vacation. As Donna and Harvey stood at the gate, ready to board, their plan came to a crashing halt. Law enforcement agents swarmed the terminal. The takedown was swift and decisive. Donna Adelson placed in handcuffs at the airport, bags packed with cash, a new phone, a clear intention to never return to the United States. No one is above the law, or how far you try to run. Now let's talk about the evidence that blew this case wide open. I'm talking about wiretaps. Secretly recorded conversations prosecutors say lay bare the Adelson family's conspiracy. After Charlie Adelson's conviction, investigators secured a warrant to listen in on Donna Adelson's phone calls. What they heard was pure gold. They captured raw, unfiltered panic. They recorded conversations between Donna, her husband Harvey, and her daughter Wendy. Prosecutors argue these were the conversations of co-conspirators, whose carefully laid plans were unraveling before their very eyes, and they were scrambling to avoid getting caught themselves. In one of the most chilling recordings, Donna is heard talking to Charlie in a jailhouse call. The conversation is veiled, cryptic, spoken in what seems to be code. They discuss Charlie's appeal, they discussed fleeing, and making plans to flee to a non-extradition country. The tapes are a treasure trove for the prosecution, offering a direct window into Donna Adelson's state of mind. The defense, of course, has a different interpretation. To understand the mechanics of this alleged plot, you have to listen to the man who pulled the trigger, or rather, the man who drove the getaway car. Luis Rivera, a high-ranking member of the Latin Kings gang, is a key witness for the state. He took a plea deal, agreeing to testify against the other players in exchange for a reduced sentence. His testimony is chilling. He provides a street-level view of the murder-for-hire plot, connecting the dots from the Adelson family in South Florida to the hitmen who traveled to Tallahassee to carry out the brutal execution of Dan Markel. Rivera's story is a crucial piece of the puzzle, and his words have been instrumental in securing convictions. Rivera testified that he and his childhood friend Sigfredo Garcia were hired to kill Dan Markel. He claims they were paid $100,000 for the job. And who did the money come from? According to Rivera, the money was funneled through a middle woman named Catherine Magbanua, who was the mother of two of Garcia's children. But Magbanua, Rivera says, was just the go-between. He testified that Magbanua told him the people who wanted Markel dead were her boyfriend, Charlie Adelson, and his family. Rivera's account paints Wendy as the lady who was the reason for the hit. In any murder investigation, you want to hear from everyone involved, especially the victim's ex-wife, the woman at the center of the motive. That woman is Wendy Adelson. She is the reason prosecutors say that Dan Markel is dead. Her desire to move, her contentious divorce, it all revolves around her. You would think she would be a star witness, forced to answer tough questions under oath. During her mother Donna's trial, the defense tried to call her to the stand. They wanted to grill her to poke holes in her story. They filed a motion to quash the subpoena, arguing that Wendy would simply invoke her Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. The judge in Donna Adelson's trial agreed with Wendy's attorneys. The motion to quash the subpoena was successful. Wendy Adelson would not be taking the stand. This decision was a major blow to the defense's strategy. They had planned to point the finger at Wendy to create an alternative theory of the crime for the jury. By keeping her off the stand, Wendy was able to maintain her silence and control her narrative through her attorney. Her silence is deafening, leaving a gaping hole at the center of the trial. Many questions remain unanswered because the one person who could potentially answer them has been legally shielded from doing so. Why is she so determined to avoid testifying? The Adelson family saga is far from over. As we stand here today, on August 26, 2025, the trial of Donna Adelson is the current main event, but it is just one chapter in a much larger book. The testimony of the hitman, Luis Rivera, has implicated others. The wiretap recordings have revealed a family in panic. This is not a story with a neat and tidy ending. It is a sprawling, complex drama that continues to unfold. The biggest question mark continues to hover over Wendy Adelson. She has not been charged with any crime. The entire family structure, once a source of pride and strength, has been shattered. One son is a convicted murderer. The matriarch is on trial for her life. As Donna Adelson's trial proceeds, the world watches, waiting for the next bombshell revelation, the next shocking twist. Will the jury find the matriarch guilty? Will new evidence emerge? Will Wendy Adelson ever have to answer for her role in this tragedy?